Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. I am seriously so pumped you're here today because we are bringing some major energy to day 17 of our series. If you've been following along, you know we've been breaking down all sorts of different revenue streams, but today's focus is just incredibly special. We are looking at a genuinely passive income stream that requires pretty much zero upfront financial investment. In fact, you literally already have the primary tool you need sitting right in your pocket, your smartphone. Okay, let's dive right into this and explore exactly how stock photography works in 2026. So, I gotta ask, what is actually the most genuinely passive income stream out there right now? It's a bold question, right? But the answer we're focusing on today really holds up to the test. Selling stock photography is one of those rare models where you put in the effort exactly once. You take a photo, you upload it, and it can literally earn you royalties for years down the line without you ever lifting another finger. But as with everything, the market has shifted, and there are some absolutely crucial things you need to know before you start uploading. Here is our playbook for today's explainer. We're going to cover the passive income opportunity, why authentic beats AI, the top platforms of 2026, the non-exclusive strategy, what actually sells, and finally, expectations and timelines. Let's get right into it. Starting us off with Section 1, the passive income opportunity and the actual business of licensing. $4.65 billion. That is how massive the stock photography market was in 2025, and it's on track to nearly double by the year 2033. Think about the sheer scale of the demand here for a second. Every single day, businesses, marketers, designers, and content creators need photos. Every website, every digital ad, every social media post, corporate presentations, they all need imagery. And they definitely aren't hiring professional photographers for every single one of those projects. That would be insanely expensive. Instead, they license photos from stock platforms. Every single time they do that with your photo, you earn a royalty. The money is absolutely there. Moving right along to Section 2, we need to address a huge question: why authentic beats AI, and the actual reality of the 2026 market. We really have to tackle the elephant in the room. A lot of folks out there think artificial intelligence has completely killed the stock photo industry. But looking specifically at the 2026 market, that just isn't true. Yes, obviously AI can generate some incredible still images, and it for sure has its place. But when we compare AI-generated visuals directly to authentic editorial stock, a very clear divide emerges in what buyers actually value right now. And it all comes down to editorial stock. By definition, this requires verifiable authenticity. We're talking about images that document real events, real people, and real places for journalistic or documentary use. And AI legally and ethically cannot generate a news photo or a documentary image of a real-world event. Because of this absolute requirement for verifiable truth, human-captured photography, yes, even the shots from your smartphone, is inherently AI-proof. Real-world photography is actually far more valuable than ever right now, not less, because buyers are desperately seeking that genuine human element. So, if the opportunity is there, where exactly do we go? That brings us to Section 3, the top platforms of 2026 and where to upload. Let's get tactical with some verified 2026 payout data. First up, Adobe Stock. They offer a solid 33% royalty rate. But the real secret sauce here: 78% of their downloads happen right inside apps like Photoshop, Lightroom, and Premiere Pro. That means your buyers are highly motivated professionals working directly inside their software. Next is Alamy. Their absolute best feature is a massive 50 to 60% commission rate, the highest per sale on the market. Plus, their earnings counter doesn't reset every January like some other sites do, which is huge. Then we have Shutterstock. They operate on a sliding scale from 15% under 100 downloads all the way up to 40% if you hit over 25,000 yearly downloads. It can be a slow climb to hit those tiers, but they have the absolute largest buyer base out there, unmatched reach. Finally, Depositphotos offers a super steady flow and a straightforward process. It's a fantastic middle ground platform that designers love, perfect for rounding out your monthly income. All right, how do we build our upload framework? Here is Section 4, the non-exclusive strategy and maximizing your total income. Here is the single most important insight from our 2026 contributor data. You need to start non-exclusive. Do not lock yourself into one single platform. You want to take the exact same photos and upload them to Adobe Stock, Shutterstock, Getty, and iStock, and Alamy all at the same time. By casting the widest net possible, you are maximizing your total passive income. Going exclusive with just one platform really only makes financial sense way down the road for established pros who are already pulling in premium rates on a single site. For everyone else, non-exclusive is totally the winning play. Now that we know where to upload, what should we actually be taking pictures of? Let's hit section 5. What actually sells in our content strategy for 2026? If you want a highly actionable shot list for your phone, this is it. These are the top, highest earning categories that buyers are licensing right now. First, authentic, diverse business imagery. Second, lifestyle and wellness photos using beautiful natural lighting. Think real people living real lives. And third, technology and AI-themed visuals, which are obviously in massive demand across the corporate world right now. Keep these specific themes in the back of your mind the next time you pull out your smartphone. But listen, knowing what not to shoot is just as crucial. You absolutely have to steer clear of generic, heavily staged images. You know the ones, the old school, perfectly manicured people giving a fake thumbs up in a sterile whiteboard room. The market is completely oversaturated with that stuff. True authenticity is the massive competitive advantage of the everyday smartphone user. Keep it real. Let's wrap things up with Section 6, Expectations and Timelines, to establish a realistic view of what your journey will actually look like. I want to ground this whole explainer with a solid dose of reality, because trust is everything here. As the data clearly points out, most experienced contributors treat it as a slow-build, supplementary revenue stream rather than a main one. This is not some magical get-rich-quick scheme. Stock photography is unlikely to replace your day job overnight. Instead, you've got to view it as a completely legitimate, long-term asset that you build passively over time. And to give you a better idea of that slow build, here is exactly what the typical beginner timeline looks like. Once you start consistently uploading your non-exclusive, authentic images, expect a bit of a waiting period. It usually takes a solid 30 to 60 days of consistent effort before you see that very first royalty actually hit your account. But man, once that pipeline is established, the passive nature of this income really starts to shine. And that brings our strategy for day 17 to a close. If you missed days 1 through 16, where we broke down everything from flipping textbooks to user testing, definitely make sure you use the links below to catch up. For day 18, we are going to cover a method that pays you per hour with absolutely zero creative skill required. But for today, as you look at your smartphone, I want to leave you with this question. What beautifully ordinary, everyday moments happening around you right now are actually worth licensing? Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next drop of the explainer. Keep building those streams, and I'll see you then.